Hello everyone and welcome to the Richard Lewis YouTube channel. This isn't a show, but what we're doing is we're trying to encapsulate as much of the news that's going on. There's lots of things happening in esports right now, and unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but unfortunately for people who want me to keep on top of that stuff, I'm going to have to go back to E-League next week. So I don't know how much time I'm actually going to have to get on top of all of this. So one of the things that was fed back in the channel was, like shorter videos. We're still going to do long form podcasts. We're still going to do the Richard Lewis show. It's still going to be, an hour to 2 hours long. But what we're going to do here is we're going to try and break up into some little bite-sized chunks, just some big news stories that have been happening. And then you can watch basically at your leisure, as you want, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And look, we even cut the intro down for you. We will still be doing the full 39-second intro, by the way, on the Richard Lewis show.
Keep complaining about that, mate.
Yeah, why do people keep complaining about that?
I don't know. I'm not cutting it up for the sheer fact that when I'm listening to it, it gets me hyped for the show. You see me, I'm full on dancing in the chair.
Yeah, that's what I do. It's like roids.
Yeah.
Just straight to the brain. Straight to the brain roids. Like, so I don't know why people look. I was watching the entire 3 seasons of Deadwood recently, and because it's a great fucking TV show. It's an absolute crime it was cancelled. But that's got a ridiculous long title sequence, and it's just a horse running, an occasional a flash of titty, and then a horse, and that's it. And it's like 2 minutes long, so it lasts forever. Nobody says fucking goddamn title sequence, Deadwood. It's 39 seconds. What are you all doing that's so important? You can't spend 39 seconds, and it's on a YouTube video anyway.
Skip ahead, you monster.
Skip it. Anyway, so we're not breaking this news story. We just wanted to signal boost this story because I think it's very important. Now, one of the questions I get asked a lot, apart from how do you start being a journalist in esports or whatever, the other common question is, will you look at this contract? How do I know if I'm about to get scammed? How can I trust an organization? All of this sort of shit, right? Because there's a lot of people out there that have really bought into the esports dream. Like they see this glitz, glamour, how players are living, and how everybody presents esports. And of course, we're all lying to you. We're not presenting the reality. Very few people present the reality of esports. The reality is sleeping on roll-up mattresses. The reality is not making enough money. The reality is being overworked, underpaid, because we're all still trying to make this incredibly big. And even though people will tell you we've arrived, I don't think we've arrived. I think we're getting there. And anyway, people see what's presented, which is a lie designed to propagate further profits, perpetuate further profits, and people buy into it. So there's a lot of young, impressionable people. And much like when we talk about the gambling shit and how young and impressionable people are, there's a lot of people who want to get into esports organizations and they think, hey, well, this is it. This is the start. This is my road to going pro. But what will happen is there's these weird fuckers. I mean, that's the best way to just describe them. Like, just weird fuckers. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm being legit, right? Like, these are, right, okay, there's a lot of people who describe themselves as managers, and I did this at some point, and I don't know how true it was for me. People who I worked with at that time can feel free to fucking get in touch and let me know if I was like one of these people. But what I found is you get all these people who've like failed in business, right? Yeah. They failed in one aspect of their lives and they just happen to know about esports and they know they can come to esports and they're surrounded by people that don't have a big social skill set, that don't really understand what's going on, and they can impress them. They can have a really impressive demeanor about themselves and they can say like, look, I got all this money in the bank, and what they mean is I got some saving. I got some savings. And that's what they mean.
That hit when my company went bankrupt.
Yeah, exactly, right? No, but like, prime example, there was this organization, I must have told this story on air before, but there was this organization I knew, what was it fucking called now? Crossed. They were called Crossed. Yeah. And they were run by a guy whose gamer name was Madams with 2 4s. Right. So like M4, D4, MS, right?
Cool. Okay.
Because that's how cool he was. I don't know if I did Madams. Like, it's like the shittest name anyway, right? Like, but then throw a couple of 4s in, all of a sudden.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I'm a fucking baller, mate. I'm balling out of fucking control with my 4s. Balling out of control, right? So anyway, this guy, he created this team called Crossed, where he literally picked up all these brilliant European free agents in Counter-Strike Source. And really high level players that play for high level teams. And everyone was like, holy shit, how's this guy doing it? And then the consensus was this dude was a fucking millionaire. You know, he was a multi millionaire. And he turned up to, and I was going, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Why would you do it? Why would you fucking do it? Right. But then, like, he turned up to some esports events, like in mad sports cars, like fucking Ferraris or Lamborghinis or, you know, whatever your favorite sports car is. He probably has had one. My favorite sports car, incidentally, Jaguar XJ220. Just needless decadence, you know, gold plated engine. Just brilliant. Love him. Love
No
him.
reason.
Yeah, no reason. Custom built. A wonderful failure for Jaguar. Just a beautiful shambles, much like myself. So anyway, right? So Madams would rock up like, you know, like, well,
It's your boy Madams.
yeah. No, right, that's Rob Crosby. So he would just rock up to fucking events in these sports cars, and everyone's going, see, I told you, Richard. It's fucking told you. All right, cool. He's got some fucking sports cars. I still think this is bullshit. Anyway, moving forward, he kept changing teams, and he would always enter teams. And then he bought this one team, and they went to an event, and they got there. It was an event in Belgium, and they got to this event, and they went to check into their hotel. Sorry, sir, you don't have a reservation here? What do you mean? We definitely do. We're competing at this esports event. Nope, you don't have a reservation. You definitely don't. Never even heard of it. Oh, do you want to get in touch with a guy? He's called Madams with 2 4s. Like, give him a call. There's obviously been a misunderstanding. They're calling this dude. They can't get through to this dude. He's completely disappeared. And so they're stranded with like no fucking money because these are UK Counter-Strike Source players. And they're completely fucking stranded in Belgium. And they have to go to a fucking youth hostel. Right, they have to go to a youth hostel. They had to borrow money from another weird fucker called Nordi, right, who was from Kuwait. Who people thought he was like super rich, and he wasn't. He just made Kuwaiti money. He made an office job wage, but because of the economies of scale and the way the money transferred, it looked like he had money. But he just spent his disposable income on Counter-Strike stuff. So he had to lend them the money to even pay for a hostel. And they told me they were in some fucking, you know, one of them horrible, you know what it's like in a hostel, where it's like you're just lying in bed thinking that the total stranger in the fucking bed next to you. It's like, please just jerk off or something. Don't actually choke me to death. And you can just hear him in the dark, like, yeah, I fucking love youth hostels, me, mate. Can I stay in these more, please? So that's where they were, and they did the whole event, and then they fucking got out, and this guy just fucking disappeared. This Madams guy disappeared. And they were like, well, something must have happened. So anyway, he just disappeared and he had nothing to do with the scene ever again. And then a couple of years later, I think it was, I remember in 18 months or so, they went out to like, they were just coincidentally, that same group of UK players, they were out in the town where Madams was from, and it's a very small town, and they went to a pub and they were drinking in the pub, and then they saw somebody waiting on tables, looked incredibly like Madams. With 2 4s. He had 2 4s in his name tag. That's how they knew it was him. I'm Madams, happy to help you. And they were like, nah, this can't, what the fuck? Like, so they're getting up the courage, they're sipping a few beers, they're getting up that fucking courage, and they fuck it, will confront him, and they walk up to him, and it's Madams, it is fucking Madams, right? With 2 4s, it's Madams. And they said, I'm like, what the fuck's up, dude? And he's like, I'm filming an episode of Secret Millionaire.
Fucking
Actually said this. I'm filming an episode of Secret Millionaire, right? Which, in case you're from America or whatever, and you don't have that, which I'm pretty sure you do because it ties into your fucking love of reality television. But it's a reality TV show where actual millionaires that don't have 4s in their name go undercover and they give their money away to people in dire situations, you know, and it's like how the other half lives, but then, you know, anyone who shows them any kindness or decency is rewarded with money at the end, because, you know, that's how you reward common courtesy with wealth, okay? So anyway, so they were like, Madams, come the fuck on, dude, you know, where are the cameras? Where's the cameras? If you're on a reality TV show, where are the cameras? So anyway, he fucking like broke down and like told him the truth, which was like he was at work and he slipped while on the job, broke his hip and got like a $15,000, $20,000 compensation payout, and he spunked it all away on pretending to be a millionaire. hiring sports cars to go to esports events. Like, what the fuck? Like, what a fucking loser of the epic proportions. And these people were all just sucked in, just lying, just straight lying. So it's always been a subject close to my heart, and you will never find fuck ups like you find in the UK. I think we're proof of that, right? So this story that I want, all of that's a wonderful introduction. This story that I want to talk about is CAZ Esports. And CAZ Esports released their CSGO roster today, a little bit earlier in the afternoon from recording this. And again, you can probably bring this up, Sam. This is their official announcement on their website. It's interesting, actually. Like, shit, man, just check it out.
Down.
It is. I'm looking at it.
All right, it's not loading for me, so you're gonna have to read.
Brilliant. Shut it down. Shut it down. Richard's doing a video on it. Shut this the fuck down. All right, well, I'm looking at it. So they released a statement that says, it is without regret.
That's the most childish fucking thing I've ever heard.
It's unreal, mate.
That's unreal. As if there's no way that's written down.
No, that's literally what it says, brother. Like, I swear to God. Right, opening line, it is without regret. Not it's with regret. Because, I mean, you should have a little bit of regret. Even if the team's completely in the fucking wrong, you should have a little bit of regret about that.
Yeah,
regret
that you signed them.
Yeah, regret you signed them. But now, no regrets. Fuck these guys. Robbie Williams, manager of CAZ fucking Esports. No regrets, he says.
No.
So anyway, it is without regret to inform our supports.
Sorry? Like, what is he doing?
Maybe this is why it's down, mate. Maybe this is why it's down. Like, fuck, I'm going to have to fucking screenshot this. Like,
yeah, send me a link. I'll bring it up.
I haven't even got paint on this fucking
Thanks
thing.
to our supports.
Yeah, I'll just. I don't know. Can I?
Probably
can I
have.
just,
if you paste it into Skype, I think it sends a picture.
Yeah, but I'm worried about some of my browsers. please, no, hang on. Wait, we can't be doing this. Is like live, all right? So like, when are we doing this live? This is why is it always a shit show when we try and get technological?
When you try and get technological.
No, when you do it.
Screenshotting something.
Yeah, it shouldn't be this hard, right? Print screen.
You definitely have got paint, by the way. It's in accessories. Oh, it's loading. No, I got it. I loaded it.
All right, good.
Right, we're in.
Right, bring it up, and we'll pretend that we'll cut that out. Cut that out. Definitely staying in. Like, cut that out.
No. I ain't re-rendering for nothing.
It is without regret to inform our supports that we have officially released our CSGO roster with immediate effect. Now, keep in mind, this is a UK organisation, right? So this is wild as fuck.
It's owned by UK people.
The roster consisting of Rom, Smooya, YNC, and Yes will now longer be supported.
Is this some sort of sick joke?
Will now longer be supported by the CAZ Esports organisation as we look for a new adventure within the esports space. This decision derives from our goals to work with a team which has a drive to win. I mean, they obviously don't want to win, do they?
Loves losing these teams.
Yeah, we just love losing. Straight losing. Like, I love to lose. Like, I wake up every morning. How can I lose big?
Grand on number 3, roulette.
Yeah.
I've won, Jesus!
Fuck you.
What am I going to do with this 36 grand?
Well, of course, that's not how it usually goes, is it? How can I lose big today? You can go bet on Syndicate and Team Martin's websites. So there you go. Keep it topical.
There he
topical.
Is.
Fresh. This
tasty, spicy meme.
Why do people do that?
I don't know, it's like an Italian stereotype. Yeah,
fucking anyway. This decision derives from our goals to work with a team which has a drive to win and furthermore has the commitment and dedication to work for the organisation in regards to social media and management structure. For us at CAZ Esports, we hope this change brings a positive, relaxed and productive atmosphere. I mean, again, relaxed and productive. For our possible new team. We furthermore believe it is of utmost importance that the synergy between management and its players is established.
Let's make a synergy between the English language and your fucking new staff, shall we?
Yeah, how about that?
Mate.
We would like to thank our former team for their service. The team we've just cunted off in the first fucking barrel.
Without regret.
Yeah, we have no fucking regrets about firing this sack of shit. Anyway, we'd like to thank them. Like to thank that same sack of shit for their service over the last few months. So anyway, we wish them the best of luck. COO of CAZ Esports, Ben Bag.
There he is.
Here he is.
The Bagmeister General.
Here he is, the Bagman. Ben Bag had his say on the recent events. Right, so let's just. Do you want me to read this quote as well? Because I met me as well. After a long discussion with the management team, which is him and his mate, by the way, it's him and his mate. And I'm pretty sure he can just make this decision himself. After a long discussion in my head, we have decided to drop this roster. The team's performance at DreamHack was fantastic, and I would like to thank them for their effort. But overall, the team was not performing. Overall, he likes overalls.
Loves that.
Probably used to wear them in his previous job a lot. Overall, edgy. Right. Don't turn on the blue collar, Rich. No, I'm a blue collar guy. Hey, we've all worn overalls. Overall, how we would have liked, and the results were just not consistent enough. We had a rocky event at DreamHack.
I mean, however, he just said they played fantastic.
He's all over the place, man. He's got the DTs. He's got the DTs. We had a rocky event at DreamHack. However, we are happy with the way it all turned out. Thanks mainly to the team and their dedication. Hang on a minute, right?
I'd say entirely to the team.
No. Thanks mainly to the team and their dedication. Now, just a quick thing. I don't know if Ben Bag got the fucking memo, right? But I'm going to just draw his attention to the top bit. The decision derives from our goals to work with a team which has a drive to win and furthermore has the commitment and dedication to work for the organisation. The implication there being this current team that you're getting rid of with no regrets don't have that. But you've just said the team does have dedication, Bagsy. What's going on, Bagsy?
The Bagman.
Anyway, however, we are going to be moving away from them.
Bag boy.
Now, as we set our sights back to the UK for some time, we as an organisation are keen to help develop UK. That was the reason all along, mate.
Oh, there you go.
That was the reason. I feel bad now criticising these guys. Because obviously the real reason was to develop UK talent.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's what it was all about, mate. Fuck. Let's not even upload this. Let's just not even upload this, dude. Because like they're obviously trying to do something good here by cutting loose this team that have done great things for them and are so dedicated, but they're not dedicated. And fuck those guys and no regrets. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, we want to develop UK talent, which is something we are pushing with our academies. Mate, who wants to go to the CAZ Esports Academy? What is this? Are you all doing DMT? That's the only thing that can fucking explain this.
I feel like I could type better when I was on DMT than this.
Yeah. And by returning our focus to the UK, we help grow this scene itself. So, okay, you're like, Richard, why are you being so critical? Well, and let's link this in on what we were talking about right at the top of this video, and that is that this is a classic example of a amateur organization, a bedroom organization that promise big things, lure in young and impressionable players, and then fail to deliver. Well, how can you say that, Richard? Where's the fucking evidence? Well, on a front page Reddit post, which I believe, let me just get that up. Yeah, once again, prepared. He's prepared. So, YESP. And again, I don't know these players. I mean, look, let's be real. I don't think they're ever going to be world beaters. And my advice to them would be, unfortunately, unless you're willing to do for self, this is pretty much going to be your esports experience, by the way. This is going to happen to you time and time again. Unless you're willing to create and control your own organization. If you're going to blindly wander into the clutches of everyone who promises you a salary, you're going to have a very bad time. So just before I get into this post by Jesp, you've been doing some digging, Sam. That's your new job now. You dig.
All
right? What have you found about CAZ?
Well, basically, I just wanted to see who the owner was, because most of the UK scene's kind of a bit of an incestuous pit. So whenever something bad goes
just
down,
like Port Talbot.
yeah, whenever something bad goes down, you should always just sniff around, see if there's anything else they've done bad.
Okay.
So I did look, and I didn't find anything bad that I know of, but I did find the list of directors for the so-called company, which is named after this guy's YouTube channel called Casual K or something. I don't know.
So CAZ with the Z is short for
Yeah.
casual.
It's named after his own brand, basically, Casual Esports Limited.
It sounds pretty fucking casual. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they definitely have a casual approach.
So I was looking through the owners, and there's also an owner, Mr. Big Bag, who is the one we are aware of. And although he's the one giving the statement, he only owns 40% of the company.
He only owns 40%.
Yeah. Then
It does say he's the COO though.
Yeah. So then the top man, mate, the mustard, is Mr. Liam Biggs. So you got the old Big Bag combo, mate, right? Big Bag
combo.
Biggs Bags.
They sound like a couple of doormen. You know, like Bigsy and Bagsy.
Yeah.
No one's bringing in booze into our club.
Or a puppet show, like.
Yeah. Or that, yeah, the Bigsy and Bagsy. Okay, how about they used to be doormen, and then they were reduced to having to do puppet shows after Bagsy
beat someone to death or something, yeah.
What, yeah, and he's like, no,
leave him alone, Bagsy,
Bagsy, mate! Bagsy, only bringing in a bottle of fucking Tolstoy vodka, what are you doing?
Thanks!
Why? And now, to help with his rehabilitation back into society, he has to do puppet shows. But unfortunately, every show is themed around Bigsy and Bagsy. We're at the nightclub.
Yeah.
And it just brings it all back. He's just stuck in like some perpetual hell. But no, seriously, this has to be a joke. Biggs and Bag.
Nah, Biggs and Bag, mate. Ben Bag, Liam Biggs.
It's
Biggie
unreal.
Bag. That's what I like to call them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So,
on that.
On this company check, right, a lot of it's bullshit. So you can't really, like, they have accounts and, like, for example, like, they have their documents and their, like, submitted accounts.
So it is a registered company, at least.
Oh yeah, it is a registered company under the name Casual Esports Limited, which is also has the office address that looks like his house because it's a flat. But so this could be a lot of bullshit. But one of the things I found funny was in the list of which shows ownership, Ben Bag has 40% at the price of £1. And Liam Biggs owns 60% at the price of £1.
Right, so hang on. These boys got £2. They had a whip round. They got £2 together and thought, fuck it, let's make an esports organisation.
Yeah.
Have you got £1? I can't believe
Starting bids on Casual Esports, starting at 50 pence now. 50 pence for the man in the left, going over to the right, 60 pence, 60 pence.
52, 53, we got 53 on. There's a
I'm
light
not going to go with a pound. Anyone else can beat the pound.
Sold to the Big Bag for the price of £1, a shiny pound. Price 3 times to the man with £1. 40% of CAZ Esports. For £1. I don't know why I'm doing the Jimmy Savile.
Out of all, out of all the companies that I purchased, all of them were £1, and none of them were majority.
That's unreal, mate. So, do you think it's still worth £1?
I don't hope so. I don't think this is a legitimate share price, of course.
But you don't think they actually haggled over that?
No.
Listen, Bagsy, mate. You know, I want you involved in this company. I want you in, right? But you're gonna have to pony up the money. It's just there, like mopping his brow. I don't know, Bigsy. It's a big call. 40%, you and me. I'm still a majority owner, but that's as close down the middle as it's gonna get. Bagsy. Oh, Bigsy. I don't know. Look, £1 and you're in.
No, the wife's gonna kill me, man. We share bank accounts. She's gonna see it.
She's gonna see that £1. She's gonna see that £1's gone out. Could have put that in a fruit machine.
Give me it in cash. I'll do it on the table. Slip this
I mean,
not legitimate shares, like
yeah.
But
40% for £1. 40% for £1.
Like some sort of London market sale.
So hang on, does that mean that their own valuation on 100% of the company is £2?
I don't think so. I think because
That
it's
how it
not a
works?
pub. I think it's because it's not a publicly shared company. It just defaults to a pound. But I don't actually know.
Well,
Someone will.
I would say, in all honesty, that still is overpriced, all right, to be associated with this nonsense. So here's the nonsense. So Jesp, CSGO, and I'll let you bring up the twit longer, Sam. You're good at that. You're good when you're doing the digging. So this guy, Jesp, made a twit longer about it and talked about his experiences with CAZ. And I think it's important to, like I say, signal boost this story because I've seen this story a million times. Like, seriously, I see stories like this at least a dozen times a year. I've been doing this for a long, long time. This is typical. This is typical. And again, it just boils down to that. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. And especially in esports, it definitely is. So he starts by saying, I'm not going to talk shit about the org. And I think, again, stark contrast. Who's holding themselves with a bit more dignity here? He's not wading in. Well, no fucking regrets, me. Fuck Bigsy, fuck Bagsy, fuck Bogsy. Weird
just want to know I was selling skags in the gym the whole time.
Stags, big bags. Right? So it says here, at the beginning of the team, CAZ knew full well that we were starting from scratch, starting from the bottom in every single league and working our way up. They signed us long-term, so to speak, not immediate success short-term. We've had some decent results. In fact, the only 3 teams we've lost to in officials are Escape, never heard of them, CSGO 2X, never heard of them, and a team that had a player that got banned for cheating, never heard of them. So yes, we might not be worth a salary, but I'll come to that later. And good, because you're not. Okay, glad we got that sorted. But equally as well, just to interject at this point, if an organization demands you handle yourself like a professional, then you need to be compensated for that. So if they're saying you have to practice like 10 hours a day, you've got to be compensated because that's 10 hours a day you can't work. And it's 10 hours a day you can't stream. That's 10 hours a day you can't enjoy yourself. That has to come with a compensatory value. When we signed our contracts, would love to read them, by the way.
That would be nice.
Would love to read them. Bagsy and Bigsy and Bogsy and all the boys. All
send us one over. We'll join.
Yeah, send us one over. We will stream it live.
I'll give you a quid. I'll come in with it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in. Who else wants to be in? CAZ, come on, we'll buy it. We'll buy it. Let's have a whip round.
Start the Patreon bag up. Get the quids in.
£5. You'll double your money. Right? So when we signed our contracts, CAZ promised us a gaming chair each as a signing bonus. We signed the contract. No chairs. We signed the contract. No chair. I mean, first, I hope he didn't. He's not just saying we signed the contract and then they just expected a sim salabim. The fucking chairs are just going to material. Yeah, rah. It doesn't work like that. There's no black magic here. So we've asked them about this countless times, and their reply has been, it's up to our sponsor. So this is a classic thing that organizations do. It's not us, it's the sponsor, right? Now, you may have heard this if you're educated, but and you studied history or whatever, but there's like a quote. I think it was Napoleon said this, and it was like, what you do is if you create an enemy overseas that the populace know nothing about, and you just blame everything on them. And it's actually a managerial technique. I've been on multiple managerial courses back before I was doing this, and we used to get this thing where it was like, if you have to have a direct relationship with an employee, and making a decision might cause conflict, what you do is you delegate the decision. You still make the decision, you still enact the decision, but you delegate the rationale behind the decision either to company rules or your manager, your line manager. So you feed it up the chain of command because they don't have a relationship with that person. So you go, look, this is coming from higher up, this is coming from my manager has said I've got to discipline you about this. I hope you understand. And then it makes them a little bit less resentful. That's just a classic thing. And I see organizations do this all the time. It's like, right, it's your job as a manager to manage the sponsors. You can't say to somebody, sign this contract and we will get you a chair as a signing on bonus. And then they sign the contract, and then you go, sponsors haven't sent us the chairs, though. Don't give a fuck. Go out and buy the fucking chairs. You have made a promise. You must stick to that promise. It's not up for discussion, right? That is what you have to do. You made that promise. Did the sponsor make that promise? Did the sponsor say, take our equipment and use it as a signing on bonus? I'm pretty fucking sure as well, by the way, if you were to ask those sponsors, and perhaps somebody out there can do this, send an email. I guarantee they didn't say, hey, we'll give you some chairs and you can use them as signing on bonuses. I guarantee what they said was, yeah, if you've got a gaming organization that's going to stream and you're going to promote our brand, we will send you some chairs. And what they've done there is, the management have held them back as extra cards to play. The players should have had those chairs regardless, right?
Obviously, they're there to help aid their pro players. You own a pro brand, you're getting sent chairs for pro players.
Exactly. So that's another thing to be mindful of. If people start offering you gear in exchange for doing the fundamental basics, to even represent the organization, you have to sign a contract. So why would you get a bonus for that? And there's a little tasty signing on bonus to the contract that you were going to sign anyway. But about the Savile back from the dead. And there's a little signing on bonus. A chair. I wouldn't want a chair that Jimmy Savile and fucking designed, by the way. That'd be awful, wouldn't it? It'd just be shaped like his face.
With the vibrating nose.
Fucking hell. I got that. Yeah.
Jesus.
So, now to the big, right, we were also told that we were going to have a monthly team meetings to set up goals. And when we meet those goals, we climb the ladder. Each step would give us something extra, eventually leading to a salary. There were no meetings. Well, I see this a lot as well in shit organizations where it's like they make it look like it's a business by obfuscating the fundamentals with this. Right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have weekly meetings. And every meeting, we're going to set a target and we're going to have feedback and we'll go, what can we do for you? And you go, oh my God, this sounds great. This sounds like a job. And you get so wrapped up in the bullshit, you don't ever actually think, hang on a fucking minute though. Why do I need that? I don't need that. I don't need a weekly fucking progress meeting. Like, what should that be? It should just be the occasional, yep, you won your games, sound, keep it going.
Well, it's the same thing with like scam sites do, or like those fake tech support scammers. They make up as if they've got tons of different sectors. Like, I'm just going to forward you to my billing sector, I'm going to forward you to finance. It's just people in a room there. It's the exact same thing, yeah. Or we'll have weekly meetings, we know the management team. Benny bag.
Yeah, same cunt with a different voice. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Through my manager. Hello, manager speaking. Same thing. So anyway, now with the big letdown, that was DreamHack Summer 2016. Before going, there were three things that we were told that would happen that definitely did not. The big issue was money. We were told that the manager that CAZ had sent with us, FLK, would have enough money for one meal a day for each player, some snacks throughout the day, and the travel that was necessary getting to and from the venue. And actually, for a small organization, that doesn't sound bad. You get per diem, per diem isn't going to get you 3 squares in a restaurant, especially in fucking Sweden. So that doesn't sound all that bad. But then, this is where it does sound bad. There was no money at all. Like it's just so bleak, isn't it? It's like a Dickensian novel. Like, there was no money at all. Little Jesp, lame after years of working in the workhouse. It's just like, come on, guys. Anyway, FLK then proceeded to ask them for the money on the first day. So even this manager's getting bilked, and got told it would be there by night. Come night time, there was still no money. No money at all. FLK then asked for some money on the second morning and was again told the money would be there by night time. Still no money. This is where Rom stepped in. And asked...
Big Rom.
Yeah, Big Rom, mate. And asked for himself and got told by the owner of CAZ to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Look, mate, that money you promised us, like, that we need to eat and stuff while we're representing your organization at an event, and representing all of your sponsors that mysteriously can't give us shit, that you're using their equipment for as signing on inducements. Can we get that money then? Because we kind of need it. Shut the fuck up. That's the Bigsy and Bagsy Dorman combination, isn't it?
Sounds a lot like a Dorman to me.
So you trip up there, mate. So you have a stumble, you've had too much to drink, piss off. No, I'm sound, mate, I'm sound. Shut the fuck up and get the fuck out my face. Ian Bagsy, Dolman, combination extraordinaire. The following day, we received an amount of £80. It ended up with me having to pay for every £80 in Sweden.
It's fucking taxis are like 4 times the price of London.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a taxi, right? Put this in context. Like a taxi from the train station to the venue will cost you probably like 20, 25 fucking pounds. It's fucking unreal. Sweden, they don't give a fuck anymore. They've given up.
They've given up. You on cabs, it's unreal.
It's unreal.
5 minutes is like 10 quid.
He even says the following day we received an amount of £80. It ended up with me having to pay for every taxi, totaling an amount of 4,900 SEK.
Which I think SEK is 10 to 1, so 490 quid.
That's mad, isn't it? It's fucking mad. 490 quid on taxis.
Yeah.
When confronted about this sum of money, our team captain Rom got told that they are sorry and it would be reimbursed after the event. And he provides a screenshot. Again, bring the screenshots up if you want. I'm just going to continue. Liam says in the picture that someone had to take a hotel the night before, which is true. Rom and Smoothie had to travel across half the country to the airport given to them, and there was no other option for them than to take a hotel the night before or miss the flight. So fair enough. But that left us with a staggering £80. Because he says he budgeted for 150 in the pick, which still isn't enough to pay for food, snacks, for 5 people covering 5 nights in Sweden. So again, think about that. £80, 5 people, 4 nights in Sweden. That's unreal. That's unreal. That's like, I don't know, like, I don't even know how frugally you would have to live in Sweden to make £80 stretch like that. That's like soup kitchen shit.
Yeah. For 5, it's just retarded.
Yeah, isn't it? 5 people, 4 nights, Sweden. Let me just point out that I did get my money for the travel back. So, okay, good, excellent. You have had what you were due, and they still broke a promise. Excellent.
Yeah, after making it traumatic.
Yeah, after making it traumatic and horrible. Yeah. Issue 2, the salary. So then it goes to this picture, the promise. And I'll bring this up because I definitely want to address this. You can see in this exchange, this is Ben CAZ, right? So
your boy!
It's your boy! Right, there he is wearing an England rugby top, I think. How upsetting. Now I'm really going in on this cunt. So, right, let's evaluate DreamHack. Prove your point to me with results at LAN, and I will put a salary in place. Choke, and I won't.
What? Sound.
I mean, this is a professional talk.
Is there any other way to make someone choke?
The good teams will be in Zowie, so shouldn't be hard. That's only in a week, so you either return heroes and a salary in your pocket. All right? So basically what he said there is, I mean, I'm going to read between the lines here. Get the results at LAN, and I'll put a salary in place. Choke, and I won't. Now, that's no good. That's just no good. If you keep it that vague, you can just change shit. You can just change it. Just make it up, don't you?
And assuming he doesn't even like you. What better way to make someone choke? Yeah, if you fucking lose this, you're losing everything, never going to pay you.
Yeah.
Sound!
Yeah, exactly. And then he goes, okay, sounds good. Or you come back with defeat. Win all 3. I'm guessing he means group stage games. I honestly believe in you guys. I like you all and want you to win, win, win. So let's do it. There you go. So that was what he says. So that's the promise of the salary. Now, he says, here everyone can see we were literally promised a salary. This is inarguable. If we met the goals he set for us, which was if we won all 3 tournaments that we participated in. And they did. They won all 3 tournaments that they participated in. They got an insane amount of exposure for CAZ being on svt.play, which is an internet TV station in Sweden, having the chance to thank CAZ's sponsors to make them happy as well. And we also had an article on ESL stating that we're the first team to qualify for the DreamHack Winter Pantamera Challenge. Did they get a salary?
Nah.
Nah, did not, man. So we have a look here, and you can see Ben Bag, big bag, bigger, big bag. By the way, can I just point out, right, this is really warping my mind, because there used to be a shock site on the net. You ever used to go to them shock sites?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you know, like Meat Spin was the most popular, probably.
It was also the least grotesque, so you could get away with it better when I was younger.
Meat Spin was harmless fun.
Yeah, it's just
harmless fun. Just two guys enjoying themselves.
Lemon Party was up there, man.
I'm all right with Lemon Party. I used to. Okay, so there was a really good one called thepounder.com. It's gone now. Rest in peace, The Pounder. And it was a man smashing his dick with a sledgehammer. Seen that one? Yeah. And what it was doing was it was going, oh, stop. Hammer time. I was crushing his dick. But anyway, there was another one, and it was called Big Bag. Did you ever see this one?
No.
Right, well, Big Bag it was a guy, and he'd injected like saline or something into his nutsack. So it was fucking huge. Like, it was huge. Like, motherfuckers used to walk into a room and be like, "Hey, die! Why are you sat on that space hopper?" And he'd be like, "Look again, fucker." You know what I mean? Look again. It was his balls, like.
Fucking
So
hell.
yeah, Big Bag. Anyway, so
remember
Big
that whenever
Bag.
you think of the owners.
Big Bag says, just so we're all on the same page for the meeting, we're discussing team future. To put it blunt, we are not offering a salary going forward, and we would like to discuss future based on that and what we will be doing because of not offering you a salary. So, just, I mean, like, down to earth.
Finna lie.
Right? I'm going to promise you, right, a salary. Expressly promise you a fucking salary. Again, inarguable that you've done that. You've met the goals. We're just going to pull the plug. Fuck you. So, on it goes. Issue 3. FLK's personal coverage for the event. Our event manager, FLK, was promised basically a free event. He wouldn't have to dig out of his own pocket for food, drinks, or anything else for that matter because it was just such notice for him. He ended up zeroing his bank account, which I presume means he literally spent every penny he has. Yeah. Some of this was spent on food for the team. We didn't ask for this. He just felt like he was there to help, which was originally going to get covered, blah, 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 blah. He also declined a job offer at the cast for X amount of money because it would have taken place during the same days that DreamHack was, and that was his decision. But he did it purely based off what CAZ had promised him, a free trip to Sweden with everything covered for. Who would miss out on an opportunity like that? He ended up losing his own money and missing an opportunity to make money so he could go to an event and help out this org CSGO team. FLK eventually got reimbursed for his expenses, and he has no bad blood with the org and still works for them. Like, dude, FLK, listen up, homie. Get the fuck out of Dodge, mate, before Big Z and Bagsy put you in their puppet. Get the fuck out. Get fuck out.
Bagsy puts you in their ball sack, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Ejected in.
Yeah, ejected in. It's what I mean, though, right? So, like, it's ironic. This well, not ironic. It's not ironic at all. But it's cool. It's amusing to me that it took place in Sweden because this is fucking Stockholm syndrome. This is unreal. This is a motherfucker that has literally bankrupted himself temporarily. But, like, trust me, having zero in your bank, like, what if you get a call, like, fucking, Grandpa, he's going, fuck, I'm gonna get home. He must come now, he's asking for you. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna have to run. Just sprinting. You're not gonna get there in time. He's dead. You missed. He had a message for you. He was gonna tell you where the treasure was buried. You missed that now.
Fucked it. Bagsy's ruined it.
Your Bagsy's ruined it for you. You're gonna have to go to a seance. Right? Is there anybody there? Like fucking Grandpa, what was it you wanted to say? That fuck you, mate. You couldn't get there. Fuck you. No. You're not having it now. No, Grandpa, you don't understand. I was getting absolutely cooked by CAZ Esports. Oh, fucking straight wrecking me. Fuck you. So now your granddad hates you in the afterlife. All because of this. So FLK, don't let that happen to you, mate. Just pony up, do something about it. Leave that fucking organisation. They don't value you at all. They're actually harming your esports career because you turn down work opportunities. Unbelievable. And then he said a couple of statements from my teammates. Smooya, no comment. I don't know if I would have included that myself.
Yeah, I would have left that out.
Yeah, I talked to my teammates and they said, no comment. Cool. And then, look, Rom says, I believe that CAZ made a big mistake picking up my team initially. Unfortunately for us, I believe they realised the same thing very shortly after. Throughout the duration of CAZ as team captain, I felt it was my job to make sure my team were in good hands. I don't blame CAZ for any decisions they have made, and I completely understand, but the lack of empathy towards the team has been disgraceful. Put yourself in my shoes and how I felt. Imagine taking a job that required time for you to be where you wanted to be in terms of ability. Upon the interview, the company completely agreed with you and took you on as future investment. Then from day one of the job, you start being told you aren't what they want and do everything within the law to force you out the door. That's the impression I got from day one. Sending us to an event with multiple promises and letting us down, leaving us stranded and out of pocket significantly, paying for things that were agreed upon to be paid for by CAZ, being told to shut the fuck up by the owner of the team when I intervened to find out why they weren't giving us the money was one of the most disrespectful things I think has ever been said to me. Don't worry, mate, live a little bit longer, and that'll definitely get trumped at some point. But and anyway, I believe CAZ will learn from their mistakes and improve dramatically. But I feel whoever they pick up next, if they aren't, will change their approach to anything. So again, look, I'm just going to wrap this up now because we said it was going to be a short video. We've done it again, Sam. We lied. We lied again. Broken promises. Hashtag. So look. What Rom's saying there, I mean, I'm amazed at how respectful these players are being, even to the point of saying they should probably never have picked this up as a team because we're just not that good. But here's the reality. It's not on you to do that, right? The opportunities come along and, you know, you've got to take the opportunities. I get that. But equally, man, sometimes you got to go backwards to go forwards. And when these organizations come around and there's an event just around the corner and they're trying to push you into an event and they're promising a salary if you get results at one event, let me tell you some fundamental truths. And this is for everybody that watches this vid and anybody that's ever thinking about joining an organization and even managers that might want to run their own organization one day. The bottom line here is sponsors don't really care about results that much, especially if you go down the food chain in terms of sponsors. They don't need to be associated or affiliated with the best. What they need is fucking exposure, and what they need is the potential to have viral marketing, constant presence, get a fair return. They're looking to get their brand out there, and what they're looking for is brand ambassadors. I'll give you an example. First sponsorship deal I ever did for one of the first gaming organizations I ever managed was with Powerball. You ever seen Powerballs? Big bags, no. Powerballs. So. It's them things, you know. You've got a gyroscope in, and you do it like the wrist movement, and it goes wee wee wee, and you have to get like a number of reps.
Not in my team, mate. Time.
No, well, there used to be like an Olympic branch of it, like who could do the record most revolutions in there. Like, I mean, this looks dodgy as fuck, right? But the bottom line is Powerballs. Anyway, that was the first ever sponsorship deal I did. And what we did as a team was we got one box of regular Powerballs, one box of Olympic edition Powerballs. We sold the Olympic edition Powerballs to basically get our LAN money together, and then we took the regular Powerballs and we took them to a LAN event. We were going up to gamers and we were like going, "Hey, look, this might help with your carpal tunnel. I don't know why it would help with your PTSD."
RSI.
Yeah, RSI. That's the one. I don't know if that was true. We might just lie to a bunch of
spouting bullshit.
Yeah, no, it just helps you warm up, you know. It helps you warm up, get your wrist movements going. It's all good, right? So you use this and you do, and we showed it to a bunch of people and we filmed it, and they were like mega happy with that. They were like mega happy. They were going to re-up, but then I left the organization and went and did other things. So the bottom line is, like, they're not looking for like, oh, you better win the LAN. No one cares about that really. They just want to be affiliated with a team.
As long as you're at the LAN.
Yeah, go to the LAN. Promote their brand and be on social media and promote their brand and do YouTube videos and shit like this, right? So it's not about winning. It's not about that, right? And people don't seem to realize that. And players get fucking bullshitted into this. So what will happen is you are a walking billboard. If you're a player, that's all you are to most organizations. They do not care about you as humans. You are a walking billboard. And the billboard is your shirt. You put it on, you walk around at an event, and there's logos, and people take photos of you, and you do interviews on camera, and you play, and people see you on stream, and that's all you are. You're a walking billboard. And the organizations will fucking do anything they can to not pay you for basically being glorified ad space. They will just try and get away with it. And this is what they do. They go out, and they go to the sponsors, and they say, we've got an event coming up and we're going to enter a team into this event and your logo could be at this fucking event. Do you want it? And these lesser sponsors will say, yeah, fuck yeah, absolutely. What do we need to do? And they'll just say something ridiculous like, oh, just send us a bunch of free gear. Because they'll just sell it out the boot of their car, or they just want it for their bedrooms, you know? Or like, they're not even thinking about how to make a sustainable business partnership. They just want to get some free fucking swag. Right? And they're going to pay like a nominal amount to send you to a LAN event. It's, it can be expensive over the course of a year, but to go to one event, you just cobble together money. You can whack it all on a credit card. I've seen it done. So you send this team to an event, you scrimp and save on everything, you bring in a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there. You have no long-term goal, no long-term plan. And then when it comes to the matter of salaries and all the other bullshit you promised this team, you just cut them loose. You just cut them loose. They fulfilled their purpose. They were the walking billboards for that one event. And that's all that they were, and that's all that they were ever going to be. And the hope is that somewhere along the line, if you do this enough times, well, one or two things is going to happen. You're either going to never hit it big and you stop doing it, and the organization folds, and everyone pretends to be sad, and it's just, and there's another 10 shit bedroom organizations to replace the one that closes down, or they get lucky and they either find a team that's really good and they get to sell them on, or they find a sponsor that's willing to put up with non-stop bullshit and overpays for what they deliver. That's what everyone's looking for. This is just fishing. You're just literally dangling the rod over the side and you're hoping to get lucky. So the advice to players is, if somebody is hot to trot and wants to send you to one event, and that's all they're talking about, and they're promising you loads of stuff if you do really well at the event, you would be better off not getting in with that organization. Because this free land mentality is so detrimental. It's going to create so much stress for you if you do it that way. You know, like, just fucking save up your money, cobble money together, do a fucking Kickstarter, borrow off a fucking rich uncle, like whatever you have to do. You're better off doing it for self. You're better off coming up with your own brand as a group of players than letting a bunch of shitters like CAZ Esports, whose brand is worthless. I say again, CAZ is short for casual, with a Z, right? Their brand isn't so amazing. So you'd be better off coming up with your own fucking brand and going and trying to get some money and working on getting your own sponsorships, because at least then you control everything 100% and you're not going to jip yourself.
People don't realize, like, sponsors are actually really willing to go to an event. Like, people don't realize how easy it is to approach a sponsor and say, "Oh, send us to the event." Do you realize how little a grand is if you live in like a major country? If you go to people's house, give us like £1.50, we go to this land. That's nothing. That's easy. If they can give you £1 to test the waters, fuck yeah. Especially if they haven't been involved in esports before.
Yeah. So just wanted to highlight this. I mean, we've already ran massively over, but I just wanted to basically put it out there that, like, CAZ Esports are just so representative of what you're going to have to deal with. There was other ones. One day I think I'll record a video about the story about Choke Gaming. Remember that?
Oh, mate, I got something to add to that, mate. I was at iSeries when shit went down.
Oh, well, there we go then. Maybe we should. Maybe we should just start having a rogues gallery of all of these terrible organizations. So my thoughts go out to the players with CAZ. I think you've handled it very maturely. My fucking thoughts are definitely not with the organization. Bagsy, Bigsy, you're a fucking pair of
Remember big bags.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And what I would do if I were you guys, like, if you really want to be a fucking organization going forward, you want to fucking sort these kids out with something, at least give them the fucking gaming chairs, you know, like, fucking give them something for their time, because while they've put the facts out there, they've actually made you guys look a lot fucking better than I think most players would have done. But hopefully, you're one of the organizations that goes under and are never seen again, because the UK has plenty of organizations like you. We don't need another bunch of fucking pretenders. Get the fuck out my industry. Love, Sir Scoots. Right, so let's do another video at some point. Thanks for watching this one. We'll see you next time.
Species.